Good day, everyone. Asuna. We are here to discuss what is nonverbal communication and its example. So, what is nonverbal communication? Nonverbal communication involves sharing information between individuals without the use of any words or spoken language. It can happen through various means such as facial expression, gestures, postures, or positioning. So we have here 8 examples of nonverbal communication. First is kinesis. Kinesis refers to the study of body motion as a form of nonverbal communication. It can such as facial expression, gestures, eye movements, or other physical behaviors that conveys a message without the use of words. First example is facial expression. A smile can indicate happiness, friendliness, and also approval, while the frown may suggest displeasure or confusion. Second example is gestures. Nodding the head up and down typically signifies agreement or understanding, while shaking the head side to side typically signifies disagreement or refusal. So, last example of kinesics is the posture. Standing or sitting with an open posture such as uncrossed arms and legs often conveys openness and attentiveness, whereas crossing arms might suggest defensiveness or discomfort. The second example of nonverbal communication is proxemics. Refers to the study of how people use space in conversation. First example is personal space in conversation. When people talk, they keep a distance that matches their relationship. Family or close friends typically might be 1 to 2 feet away apart, while the acquaintances or the your schoolmates or strangers might be 3 to 4 feet away. When someone stands too close or too far, it can make a person uncomfortable. The second example is territoriality and shared workspace. In an open office, employees often a personalized desk where they put their things or where they stay. But using someone else's desk without asking permission to the owner can feel like an invasion of a place or also a disrespectful behavior of a person because you didn't ask permission to carve his or her things, which leads to tension, discomfort, or arguments. Last example is public speaking distance. During a public speech, the speaker usually stays at 12 feet 12 feet away or more from the audience to create a formal atmosphere and be clearly seen. So, um, have you noticed when someone is emceeing, they're usually far from the audience. They only come closer if they need to ask a question or they need to interact with the audience. But most of the time, they stay on the in distance or stay at a distance or on a stage. Also, that would be all for for my part. Have a nice day ahead. And that is a haptics. And haptics is also one of the example of a nonverbal communication. Why? Because it refers to the study to convey the message, emotion, and information. And one of the example of the haptics is a handshake, tap on back to give any feedback on that interaction. So next is economic. Economic is a part of a nonverbal communication. Why? Because it refers to the study of how we use our time. And it's all about punctuality and time management. And one of the examples of economics that do have is a 7 a.m. class in the morning. The student is expected to be present and ready before 7 a.m. in the morning. Good morning, everyone. I am Christine Makinano, and let's continue to discuss the other types of nonverbal communication. Today, I will be covering paralanguage and artifacts. So first, let's start with paralanguage. So what is paralanguage? So paralanguage refers to the way a delivered message sounds and conveys meaning. In other words, it refers to the way our voice sounds when we speak and how it helps to convey meaning beyond just the word views. Paralanguage includes various aspects of our voice and vocalizations. And here are some examples. First is voice qualities. These are the different features of how we speak. This includes pitch range. how high or low our voice. A high pitch can indicate that you are excited or interested, while low pitch can indicate that you are bored or distressed. The second one is pitch control, how well we can change the pitch of our voice. Rhythm, the pattern and pace at which we speak. Tempo, the speed of our speech. Articulation control, how clearly we pronounce words. Resonance, the richness or fullness of our voice. Gluteus control, the control over the vocal cords to produce sound. And lastly, vocal lip control, the use of lips to shape and modify sounds. The second one is vocalizations. These are the nonverbal sounds we make that affect how our message is understood. This includes vocal characterizers, sounds that express feelings like laughing, crying, or when you are angry. The second one is vocal qualifiers, sounds that modify the meaning of our speech, such as intonation changes, whether you're asking a question or making a statement. And lastly, vocal segregates. As you can see in the slide, these are the short words that interrupt speech, which can indicate hesitation, excitement, or truthfulness. So in summary, paralanguage is about how the sound of our voice and our vocal habits add extra meaning to our words, helping us understand our emotions and intentions better. The second one is all about artifacts. It says here that artifacts are simply objects used as tools to convey a message. In other words, artifacts are everyday objects that people use to communicate who they are, what they do, or what they value. And these objects can be physical items that we carry, wear, or use in our daily lives. So they can convey a message about our personality, profession, interest, or lifestyle without us even saying a word. So for example, when you see someone carrying a briefcase, what comes to your mind? Probably a business professional or a lawyer, right? Or if you see someone wearing a backpack, you might think they're a student or a traveler. So that's because these objects have become associated with certain rules or identities in our culture. And that will be all from my part. The last two will be discussed by Miss Laila. Thank you. So next is environmental factor. Environmental factor includes the physical and psychological aspects of communication context. So the best example of this is air, climate, and landscape views. So we know that landscape views is it gives us calmness. We can feel but we cannot touch. The next is olfactics. In short, olfactics means a study of smell or odors. And the best example of this is when someone sprays a baygon in a chamber and someone enters it and she cannot she cannot agree the smell of it. So that's the example. And next example is covers. It covers his body odor. For example to impress others. So I think that's all and thank you for listening.